people sure love to hate on the Jurassic World movies. That's okay, do your thing. But I get annoyed when people, and I see this a lot, people will say, oh, just because a movie made $1 billion doesn't mean it's any good. It means it's enjoyable, especially when a franchise has made $1 billion 2 times in a row. You can, I guess, maybe sometimes argue that the first film, like, everyone wanted to check it out, and then if the second film fails, I mean, I guess we'll see how Jurassic World Dominion does, and if that is a verdict on the actual reaction to Fallen Kingdom. But, you know, no one's saying these movies should be winning Oscars, you know, like some people are trying to say about No Way Home. So ridiculous. But that doesn't mean they're not a really, really good time at the multiplex. And today, that is the number one goal of Hollywood, to get you out of the house, away from your streaming device, and go to see a movie in theaters. And I think this is a prime candidate. I think this trailer is excellent. I'm worried a little bit about the size of the cast and our favorites from the original, the OGs being, you know, small supporting. But let's see. I think that Colin Trevorrow, who directed the first, returns here to direct and oversaw very closely the second one, which was directed by J.A. Bayona. You guys were so mean to J.A. Bayona. He doesn't work anymore because you guys were mean. And I really did like Fallen Kingdom. That scene with the dinosaur on the dock that they left behind is so sad. It was incredible. It blew my mind. But I think Colin Trevorrow does an excellent job with these movies. It's hard to step in for Steven Spielberg. I can't think of a single franchise where someone else has been able to do that. So Colin Trevorrow don't get enough credit. He had to leave Star Wars over creative differences. And also speaking of stepping in for Steven Spielberg, let's see if James Mangold can do it. I have faith in James Mangold with the new Indiana Jones. Although Steven Spielberg couldn't even step in for Steven Spielberg with Crystal Skull. You know, the Jurassic World kind of like not only captures a love of dinosaurs, but a love of the Steven Spielberg blockbuster. A genre unto itself, which is incredible. And they just don't make them like that anymore for the most part. So, although the Adam Project dropped a trailer today, a teaser for Netflix, and that had strong E.T. vibes. So Spielberg's coming back. His style, you know, people are finally getting pretty good at doing a facsimile of it. All right, so let's break down this trailer. Just so you know, I'm not a big dinosaur person. I love them, but I'm not going to be able to be like, oh, that's that type of dinosaur, and that's that dinosaur. I mean, I will be able to spot when they have feathers, but, you know, and I can spot some of the major ones, but, you know, that's about it. This is not that kind of breakdown. All right, but you don't have to know a lot about dinosaurs to love them. All right, thank goodness that's how Universal feels about that. All right, here we go. We're going to break this down. So, by the way, I love that they have different settings. And they do a great job with the tonal shift in terms of the color palette. They have the snowy tundra, and then they also have the Mediterranean coast with Malta actually spotlighted, their capital city, Valletta, which I was wondering what city that is in the trailer, and one of you pointed out that that's your hometown. So that's awesome. That's very cool. What a place to live. But I love that they have these different areas, snowy dinosaurs and then Mediterranean on the beach dinosaurs. And I think that's really great because it creates a good feeling for the rides. Universal, the only other studio to be able to really get themselves on the board with a heavy assist from Warner Brothers in the Harry Potter lands, but with theme parks. And they are building a whole new expansion to try and really compete with Disney World. And, they have I think the Jurassic Park experience, the literal one that Universal has provided, has never quite been what it should be. But it's still fun to be there. But it could be better. All right. So we see a herd of dinos. I don't know what kind of dinos they are. But look, cowboys. Dino boys, all right? Oh, that's what we should call them because, they're not herding cattle. Now, but that's a little bit like, you're like, what are you herding those dinosaurs for? Because nobody herded cattle to put them in a sanctuary. That's what's for dinner. So I'm like, you're not having dino burgers, are you? All right, we can have dino boys, but I don't want dino burgers. I don't even like bison. I'm like, we can't only eat, some of you will disagree with me. And there's one person who will disagree with me, Chris Pratt. We'll talk about him more in a moment. But I feel we should only eat so many animals, and I feel, chicken, cows, and fish are pretty much where I draw the line. All right, I try not to even eat pigs, because they're so smart. They open doors, man. They like dinosaurs. If it can open a door, I don't really feel it should be on my plate. All right, so anyway, there they are. Chris Pratt's like, I'm in my element, man. It's Yellowstone for dinos. So maybe they're just trying to help him, because there he is. And I gotta say, I have mixed emotions about Chris Pratt, right? I really like him as an on-screen presence, and I think he's done a particularly good job in the Jurassic movies. However, I have some serious problems with him off camera. I've discussed them before, and I don't want to get into that. I don't want that to be what this breakdown is about. But I will say right here, I think it's a little hypocritical for him to be like, the majesty of animals, when we all know he's a hunter. He particularly kills deer. And it's like, that's a way of life for some people. It's socially acceptable in many circles, particularly in the middle of the country. But, if you're on the hunter side, you're on the hunter side, right? I mean, I don't know. If someone should tell that dino, like, he hunts animals. And the dino would be like, really? You don't say? Boop. Headbutt him. All right, so anyway. That shot looked a little CGI. Like, the rope doesn't totally seem attached to the dinosaur. Like, look, yeah, that's totally fake. Why wouldn't they fix that give on the rope? That's weird. His hand doesn't even look real. All right. The dinosaur is real and Chris Pratt is fake. All right, I'm sorry. I do like Chris Pratt in movies. All right. So there's a dino. I believe actually this isn't construction, but it's a logging site. Now, do they just have to stop their workday? It looks like I was hoping for some Dinotopia Flintstones action, which I think is the fantasy that we've all had. But, it's pretty brave of the Jurassic World franchise to be like, you are dreaming. It's not going to be like that. It's just going to be, although it's true. I mean, think about what happens when your car hits a deer. There's just some tragic accidents there. How about a dinosaur? I mean, it's a problem. It's a problem. So they just have, I'm glad this dino didn't knock down all their logs. But aren't dinosaurs warm-blooded? How could they be in snowy areas? Wait a minute, I paid a lot of close attention to my dinosaur learning. All right, I'm sure someone here is like, I'm disgusted at your lack of dinosaur knowledge, Grace. That's not what this is about. All right, so there's Blue, with still her trademark streak. And baby Blue! Where's the I'm curious, how did Blue, I think some animals can procreate asexually, right? But I don't think a velociraptor can, or there'd be a heck of a lot more dinosaurs in this movie, right? They'd be like, oh my God, they're like rabbits. So I wonder if the velociraptors we see later is Blue's dad being like, I want visitation. All right, so anyway, look, baby Blue has the same streak. That's adorable. I wonder if Universal is like, I see you, baby Yoda, and raise you, baby Blue. It's not cute though. It looks just like a smaller version of Blue. They look so much like newts, and I bring that up in particular because I used to when I used to go on school nature trips. I loved to it was just really one time actually. I'm not a big nature person, as many of you know, but I did pick up a newt, and it was adorable. It felt all slimy and cute, and it looked just like that. So I don't know. I know that dinosaurs are birds. They evolved into birds, but I'm like, I don't know. I think some of them might become newts because it looks exactly like that. They're so cute. Pick up a newt, but do it carefully, please, and then release it back into the wild. All right. So, very cute. They're adorable, but they are probably hunting. They're like, Chris Pratt, where's the dinosaurs that you had? All right, maybe that's why Chris Pratt is taking care of those other dinos for Blue food. So I love the amber Universal logo. Oh, that's gorgeous. I love when studios theme their logos to the movie. Disney does it all the time. But that's real pretty. Look at the crack in the globe. Oh no, is that what's happening to Earth? It's too heavy with all these dinosaurs on it. All right, so look at that. I guess is that the cabin he finished? It was on the more of the edge of a cliff before, right? But nice work. Although you should paint it. Maybe they don't feel like they're going to be there for that long. But that doesn't look temporary to me. I'd be like, we should paint it. Let's paint it blue for blue. All right, so there's Maisie, who they've basically adopted. She's the clone. A lot of you were making fun of that line. I liked it. She's a clone, and just because these dinosaurs are clones doesn't mean they don't have thoughts and feelings and deserve to have a nice life, man. Although it does seem to be it's them or us, so that complicates matters. Maisie seems to have found her own style. and Chris Pratt's, they will experiment on her. And I think I think we're beyond experimenting on dinos. I think we've moved beyond that stage to just trying to coexist or win the dinosaur Cold War. So there's so this is one storyline, right? The Jurassic World characters. So Bryce Dallas Howard, now everyone's favorite Star Wars director, or one of them, she's great in these movies. Some of my favorite shots are her and Laura Dern teaming up together in this trailer. So cool, because they're unexpected female action heroines, but they both do such a great job. We'll talk about more about Dr. Ellie Sattler when she shows up. I'm surprised that baby dinosaur hasn't eaten them. Wow, look at that. Thank you, fishermen. But they should release it. Release the chow. Release the chow. I mean, I guess that's maybe partially the fishermen's fault for not adapting their ship to these circumstances. Yeah, I guess you couldn't fish anymore. That's crazy. Or just, towards the shore. But over this, Dr. Ellie Sattler is talking, doing a little Ian Malcolm doomsday, theorizing. And she's saying humans and dinosaurs can't coexist. Hanna-Barbera lied to you. So I love this shot with the dinosaur at the movie theater. Because, of course, that's where everybody watches these movies. It's great. That's really very Spielberg. Now, I knew that was Dr. Alan Grant right away. Sam Neill. I was like, that's his legs, man. So I don't know what he's digging for, right? I'll be like, there's one right over there. All right. I'll be curious to see how he's evolved. Ha 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 ha. So there she is, Dr. Ellie Sattler. This time she's in the headquarters, just like oh my God, I'm blanking on the name. He also played Santa Claus. Oh darn it. But just like he was waiting for them. I recently rewatched Jurassic my favorite Jurassic movies, not Jurassic Park 3, as some of you know, which we'll talk about in a moment, but it was just so great. So Richard Attenborough. All right, so anyway, she now this time is recruiting him for a special mission, and there's still vibes between them. She's not, is that a wedding ring? No. Looks like she's single, Grant. I agree with many of you. Now, I'd forgotten they'd split up in Jurassic Park 3. I actually kind of enjoyed Jurassic Park 3, but I never watched it again. And I forgot that they had split up, which is stupid. They never got married in the books, but they never were in a relationship in the book. So I think that they should have stuck together. I agree. Someone wrote this comment in my trailer reaction, and that Hollywood, it's such a tired and unpopular cliche that couples don't work out. I was very upset that Han and Leia weren't together anymore when those movies came back. I was like, I spent so much time on that relationship and it didn't work out. So I kind of, I have the same problem. I don't like it. So I'm so glad that Laura Dern is back. She doesn't get enough credit for being an early action heroine. Everybody talks about Ripley and Sarah Connor, but Ellie Sattler is up there too. She was incredible in the original film. And her husband, I guess ex-husband, right, worked for the State Department. We're beyond who does your husband work for? Well, who does Ellie Sattler work for? What is she recruiting him for? I'm very curious to see. It's a nice outfit. She looks great. I'm very excited. All right. So she's like, hey, how you doing? He's like, oh, you didn't come all this way just to reminisce, did you? Ha-ha. She's like, you coming? He's like, heck yeah, I am. He still has the look. He looks like almost exactly the same, only just his hair color has changed. All right, so I can't tell what kind of work he's doing quite, All right. So this summer, I will be there. So their horses are running with those dinosaurs. That seems crazy to me. I would think those dinosaurs would Lenny all those horses, like they don't know their own strength. I guess this is summer where Chris Pratt's living. Now look at this. Bryce Dallas Howard, she gets the best scenes. So that dinosaur has feathers. At first I was like, what's wrong with that dinosaur? It's got feathers. It's weird to see them with feathers. So, and it moves like a snake too, almost. It's creeping me out. And look at its fingers. Are those feathers or claws? What's going on here? She has she's like, what's going to kill me, the dinosaur or the bacteria in this water? I guess she can get medicine, hopefully, to fight the bacteria. Her red hair is such a gift cinematically, and her coloring. She just looks great. So she climbs into the water. So that's DeWanda Wise, who I thought would get more attention in this trailer. I'm kind of disappointed. She seems sidelined. So that dinosaur, this is a great shot. So we go underwater, And there's Bryce Dallas Howard. I know what that dinosaur is like. Darn it. Water. I guess I'll go home. No food for me today. So there he is, Dr. Ian Malcolm, looking super cool. I have to say, the OGs look fantastic. They all look great. So he's like, he says the code word, Dominion, right? Our title of our movie about who has dominion over the earth. There's Dr. Wu, B.D. Wong, who's always so good at chewing scenery. He looks remorseful. I don't know. I like him better as a villain. You know, maybe he has a trick up his cardigan sleeve. So there we are in Malta. I don't know how she can outrun a dinosaur, by the way. That makes no sense. It's ridiculous. So maybe that's the dino dad being like, I want my kid. So experience the epic conclusion. Now look at this. I was wondering during the trailer reaction if this is like a human sanctuary, right? Like we started off these movies with the dinosaurs being in an enclosure and we end with the humans being in an enclosure. Oh, the irony. I would love that. I think that would be very funny. And I would like, if there were dinosaurs on the earth, I would like to be in the sanctuary. Thank you very much. Again, just like the original movie, he's looking at the helicopter. He has a black hat now. Is he a bad guy? Maybe it's just dark brown. All right. I feel like Dudley Do-Right, that great joke about dark blue and black. All right, so look, this is a velociraptor with feathers. Maybe that's the dad. That's the real subplot of Jurassic World Dominion. Who is the father of that baby velociraptor? All right, so that's a lot of feathers. So, I mean, I don't like either of these weapons, by the way. Shocker, right? I'm blanking on what you call it. And then a knife. That's because it requires that dinosaur to get too close to me to use it. I need a long-range weapon, thank you very much. Where's your gun now, Chris Pratt, your hunting gun? All right, so this is like, reminds me a lot of Black Widow, by the way. Is she gonna jump down and save everybody? So there, also again, so apparently red lipstick is Ellie Sattler's new look. I wear the same lipstick too. When you find a lipstick you like, I mean, I bought it out before they discontinued it. Mine's MAC Nicki Minaj, and it was a limited edition. So anyway, thank you, MAC, for helping me get so many of them. So I wonder what's chasing. She's doing the sunglasses thing again, but that's the sunglasses thing that they're switching things up. That's what Sam Neill did. All right, so I don't know, those birds, those little dino birds, I would say those kids might be toast. That's bad. She's like, come back. And he's like, I always come back. And I'm like, why is this couple also always splitting up? Oh no, maybe they're just, they're separating like to go search things out. And she's like, don't let anything bad happen to you. They had a funny exchange about that in the first Jurassic World. All right. There he is on his motorcycle again. I do like him on the motorcycle. Through the streets of Malta where they have a really bad dinosaur infestation. And I think those people are getting eaten. I don't think this is just like they might step on you or break your car. That's pretty bad. That's crazy. Those are like small T-Rexes, right? So they're on one of these old school planes, very Spielberg, by the way, right? Your plane shows your personality. Is this DeWanda Wise's plane? So they're like, is that not another plane? She's like, not exactly. She should be like, we're going down. I wouldn't. She made it seem like they might make it out of this okay. So look, what is that, a pterodactyl with feathers, by the way. Look at his little hand there, being a total jerk. What is that, Sauron from the X-Men? A little X-Men joke for all of you. Look at him. Why is he doing that? He couldn't possibly think that's food. Like, what's wrong with you? And why doesn't that plane have some kind of defenses? Batman would have electrified his plane. Get off of me. So they're going down, and clearly they parachute out with the seats. But again, why haven't they packed any weapons so that I can shoot that thing as it flies toward me? Be like, sorry, majestic creature, but you're attacking me. You started it. And I'm pretty sure that no deer have ever started it with Chris Pratt. He's like, you didn't hear what that deer said about my mom. All right. So look, these triceratops. Oh, thank you, see? Those triceratops are taking down those cars. And what is that? Did Baby Blue kill a fox, maybe? What is that? I think that's a fox. Come on, Baby Blue. Now look, I love that shot. There's Maisie trying to escape, and I think she's trying to climb up something, but it saves her life from the jaws of that dinosaur. That's fantastic. Like, I'm never leaving this again. Let's strap metal to ourselves and walk around so that you can't swallow us. That's actually not a bad plan. You hope you choke on me, you jerk. All right, so anyway, here we go. I love that. Look, they actually have kind of the same hairstyle. So there's Dr. Ellie Sattler, and I forgot what Bryce Dallas Howard's character's name is. So they're in some kind of, I don't know, it looks like T2 facility. And look, you've got Grant, the leader of the OG team, and then you've also, Ellie Sattler would be like, who's the leader? And then also Chris Pratt, the leader of the new team. Park and World coming together. That's a spitter dinosaur. That made, that took Newman out. I don't really know how Bryce Dallas Howard's going to get out of this one. Maybe she just ducks when it spits. And now there's everybody. It's too many people. It's too many. But although Jeff Goldblum's hair looks fantastic. But yeah, they're even divided up into their two groups. The two worlds coming together. And then Jeff Goldblum has a line that many of you love. He gets the best lines. Why do they always have to go bigger? And then there's Jurassic World Dominion with the Amber. In theaters June 10th. Be there. I will. Will you? What do you think? And if you don't like Jurassic World, why do you hate on it? Why can't you just enjoy dinosaurs running amok? Amok, amok, amok. All right. That's from Hocus Pocus, as many of you reminded me. All right, so what did you think of the trailer? What do you think are the coolest parts? Are you excited for it? That's a 3-minute trailer for a whole movie. That means there's lots of cool stuff left for us to see. I can't wait. I can't wait. Share your thoughts down below. Subscribe today. And of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.